Hey guys, welcome back to my colourful country life and my May completed pages video. Can you believe we are basically halfway through the year already? Time flies when you're having fun. So I only have a small pile of books this month, but I did get quite a bit done. 9 pages in total, I believe, including completing Mythic World. So 5 of my pages this month came from Mythic World and 3 of them were double page spreads. I do have a video up on the channel showing a full flip through of the completed book, which I will link in the video description down below if anyone is interested in watching that. But since some of you have probably already seen these pages, I will leave Mythic World to the end. So I'm going to move these out of the way and we can get started. All right, let's start off today with Rita Burman. This is Die Welt unter der Lupe Zolande, and the page I coloured today is this one here, and my colour inspiration actually came from Rita herself and the inside cover of the book. That is the inside cover there, and you can see I used some of her colour combos as inspiration for the flowers, etc. Now this is the same double page spread that you see here. It's just kind of flipped, so the left hand side here is actually the right hand side over here as well. I really love how this turned out. It may be my favorite page this month. It's really bright and really playful, beautiful. It's winter here at the moment. It's just the beginning of winter, so it was nice to do something really bright and playful and colourful. So although this is not a colour along on the channel, I was colouring the flower petals in my last tag video, which was the 25 quirky questions. So if you do want to see the colour combo I use for the flower, I will tag that video up above because I do show you all the pencils and how I colour the petals in that video. And I posted this pic on Instagram a couple of days ago, and I have had a few questions about a colour along. I was thinking of colouring the other half of this double page in June while my colour combos and my colour placements are still fresh in my mind. So what I can do is colour this side as a colour along if you would like to see that. And then you can transfer the background palette and some of the other combos to complete this side on your own. And like I said, the flower combo is up on the channel in my tag video. So let me know down below what you think about that. So for this page, pretty much the entire thing is coloured with Prismacolor pencils, all the elements, all the background details, everything. I have used a little bit of Jelly Roll Metallic, and you can see that on the inside of the flowers there. Over here as well, and also a little bit on the bird that's in the gold. We do have some Folk Art Extreme glitter on the wings of our bees. And what did I use to cover those wings? I think I used Tooly Art paint pen first. Tooly Art paint pen in white, and then I just went over it with the Folk Art, the extreme glitter. So we have stickles as well on these little circles, and we have on the background the Imagine Crafts Sheer Shimmer Spray. I just did a very light mist, so I'm not quite sure if it's going to pick up on the camera. But that is our page from Rita Burman's book for the month of May. Now, next up we have Summer Nights by Hannah Carlzon. There are bits and pieces of this page on the channel as videos and tutorials. So for the background, I have used Paul Rubens' Ulan watercolor palette, and I do have a review for the palette up on the channel. And in that video, there is a speed colouring for this background. I'll show you the colours I use and how I do the background. There's also a tutorial on how I use masking fluid for beginners, and another tutorial which should have gone up yesterday, which is a video on how to colour white flowers. I don't like having WIPS, so it's nice that I could use this one page to demonstrate a multitude of techniques. And of course, any of the videos I do mention today, I will link in the description box as well. So as well as the Ulan palette, I've used Prismacolor pencils for all the pencil work, Tooly Art paint pens to outline the flowers and the gems. I've got Jelly Roll Metallic in gold for the strings of the gems, and these little dots in the background are white Signo. And I've also added some Sheer Shimmer Mist from Imagine Crafts onto the background as well, and I'll lift that up so hopefully you can see some of that shimmer. I love how the white flowers stand out against the deep blue background. The paints are really pigmented and bold. I love it. With the gems, however, after I coloured the first one, I did think to myself that I should have probably coloured them like an amber gemstone, just to contrast with the background. I think that would have looked really good. But having said that, I do still absolutely love how this page has turned out. So that is Summer Nights by Hannah Carlson. I do love colouring Hannah's older books. I think I prefer them to her newer books, although I'm really excited for her new Christmas book, which is going to be released really soon. So next up, we have Country Charm by Teresa Goodrich. Now, this was previously uncoloured for me, so it was great to finally get started in this book. I love Teresa's work. I honestly don't colour in her books enough. So this page was a buddy colour with the beautiful Winter Colours 89. Now, at the time of filming, I didn't have her page. If I get it before I upload the video, then of course I will pop it up on the screen here for you to see. I have seen some progress pics though, and her page is looking amazing, so I can't wait to see her finished page. Also, I will tag her channel down below as well, so please head over and check it out. Now, for my page, I used my Albrecht Dürer pencils, both wet for basing and then dry on top for shadows. Now, in hindsight, I think my Inktense would have worked a bit better on this paper, or even alcohol markers, as it is a single-sided book. I decided against basing with alcohol markers though, as I wanted a bit of a softer look to the page. I do really love the end result, but I found that I had to work a little bit harder this time with the Albrecht Dürers than what I normally do. So it must be the paper in this book. Other than the Albrecht Dürers, I did use Jelly Roll Metallic Gold for the border, the bow, and some other little accents. So outlining the butterfly here, there is Jelly Roll Glaze on the butterfly as well. Some Pentel Sparkle Pop on our little gumboots here, and lots of white Signo around the place as well. So that is my very first page coloured in Country Charm by Teresa Goodrich. Next up, I have our one and only current full book colour along, and that is Rims of Wonder by Joanna Basford. And I finally got to finish the Lost Property Office double page spread. So the first half of this page took 9 days back in March, and it felt like it took forever for me to finish. This left side only took me 3 days. It was so much quicker with all the colour combos already mapped out because I used the colours from the first half of the double page. So the background is Inktense. That takes the most time, I think, other than all the little details. And when I started colouring this half, I did think to myself that I could have done it in half the time if I used Neocolor 2s, but obviously it wouldn't have had the same effect, and I do like the look of the Inktense background. So other than the Inktense, I've used Prismacolor pencils for all the pencil work. There is a whole range of different types of jelly rolls on here. So we've got Jelly Roll Glaze, Jelly Roll Metallic, and there's probably even some Jelly Roll Stardust on here as well, and Sparkle Pop pens too, as well as a little bit of white Signo. So of course this page is up on the channel as a colour along. Between both pages there are 5 parts to the colour along, and I've already started on our next colour along in this book too for the month of June, which is another double page spread, and hopefully that should be up on the channel this week. So that is our full book colour along, Rims of Wonder by Joanna Basford. And last but not least, but most definitely the last time you're going to be seeing this book in my completed pages videos. Now, that is Mythic World by Kirby Roseannes, and it is all done. I have finally completed this book after 2 years. Now, obviously, all the pages I'm going to show you today and all the pages in this book are colour alongs. I'm just going to quickly go through what I have completed from this book in May, as it is a full detailed chatty flip through already up on the channel for this book, which some of you might have already seen. So let's just go from the beginning. And first up we have the nameplate double page spread. So both this double page and the next one take snippets from the images on the pages throughout the book. So for the most part, I used colour palettes from my colour alongs, but I did end up changing some of the combos just so they'd match the colour palette of the page in whole. I just want them to look a little bit cohesive. So for this page I use Prismacolor pencils, Jelly Roll metallics in places. There's white Signo on here as well. I did leave the background blank to draw the eye to the elements, and I really wanted both mine and Kirby's names to stay visible and stand out as well. Next up, I completed the publishing pages. So for the background, I've used Distress inks to add in the clouds with my cloud stencil. That is also linked in my Amazon store down below. The elements are all coloured with Prismacolor pencils. There's some small amounts of Jelly Roll metallic on this page as well, and also some white Signo for some accents. So for this page and the nameplate page as well, so obviously not all the pages in the book were coloured with Prismacolor pencils, so I did have to use my conversion chart as well to convert the colours into Prismas. So next we have the Griffin double page, and this is one of my favourite pages in this book. I used Nero Colour 2s for the background. There's Inktense for some basing and Prismacolor pencils over the top of the Inktense to add details. Now I was originally tempted to have these mountains all snowy and the sky blue, but everything would have kind of turned out grey and blue, which would have looked good still, but I really wanted to bring some colour to the page. So I went for more of a sunset effect for the sky with purple clouds to contrast, and I also brought the greens in to add even more colour, and of course we've got the blue for the water here as well. Okay. All right, this is another one of my favourite pages in this book. I have found the pages that I leave to near the end are the ones I put off as long as I possibly can, but they also end up being my favourite pages as well. I think because my colouring, it changes and it grows so much in the 2 years from when I begin the book to when I complete it. So anyway, the Sphinx page here, I've used Neo Colour 2s for the background, Tulia paint pens to outline the clouds. There is a little bit of Jelly Roll metallic on his jewellery, but the rest is all Prismacolor pencils. And lastly, we have Atlas. So the entire background is Neo Colour 2. There is some shimmer spray on this page as well. I'll lift that up so you can hopefully see it. You can probably see the Jelly Roll glaze here as well shining. Hopefully you can anyway. Inside the globe here is also Neo Colour 2. All of the pencil work is with Prismacolor pencils. There's Jelly Roll glaze, like I just said, on the serpents. We've got Jelly Roll metallic in gold on the globe, and a wink of Stella here on the antlers. So that is all I have to show you guys this month. It was a pretty quick video, pretty small stack. I actually got quite a lot done though, considering one, I had the flu for a week. Both of my kids were sick too at separate times. My son has the flu again. It's been a tiring month, but it feels so good to finally have Mythic World completed. I will have a video coming out shortly to talk to you all about where things are going to go with the channel next. Other than that, thank you for hanging out with me today, guys. I hope everybody is well. Have a wonderful day. I will speak to you all soon. Happy colouring and bye for now.